Let me take this opportunity to give thanks unto the God of heaven for the wonderful things that he has done in our lives and gathered us together here today under this roof. I've been with Jerry, just as he has said, and Tracy. The rest of the brothers, some I've just been seeing along the Facebook, but it is good to come together this way. Just as the psalmist said in Psalm 133, it is good for the brethren to come together this way, purposely, to work the work of the Lord. I don't want to take so many things. I just want to take you through the work that we have been doing in Kenya. I heard Brother Jerry said that you are not supporting me, but I want to tell you that you have been supporting me. Support is not only on the monetary or bill. Prayers are also part of it. I've just been moving. Before you take the responsibility of supporting, we started with 11 and then one of them fell away from the grace. Before that time, I was having a big load on me because I was the one moving from time to time, conducting gospel meetings in different places. But because of your efforts, right now I'm here, but the gospel meetings are still going on back home. So you have been supporting me. I'm Benard Kagaga, just as Jerry has said. I can tell you much concerning my background on how I became a Christian. It is something too long. I cannot remember everything. But the few that I know is that I became a Christian just because of a tract. The power of a tract that is handed over unto me. I became a Christian. I started studying the gospel by one of the brothers. By that moment, he was a member at Northport Church of Christ, Alabama. We did that through correspondence. And I appreciated him for all the burden that he took. I think I was not even putting a stamp on those envelopes, returning them. I don't think so. But I was doing them and then I was just posting them that way. Probably he was the one paying for those things. But he did that with patience until the last time when he started asking me, Benard, have you been saved? I said yes, because I did not know. I did not know. By that moment, I was a Catholic, because the whole of my father's family was Catholics. But after studying for a while with Brother Wayne Duren, I stopped going to Catholic. I only became a 25th December worshiper. I was going there on that day because they are doing some dramas. Later on, the brother convinced me through the study, and then I made a decision to be baptized. And I was baptized. I just went next to the river. I found some 3 men grazing. I instructed him on what I want them to do for me. 2 of them said, no, we cannot do this. We know your father, the whole of the family, we know that they are members of the Roman Catholic. Why do you want to do this? I talked with them for a while, and then one said again that, okay, we can just do this. That means two agreed to do it. But one still insisted that, no, I cannot do this. I know your father. My father was a tough person. So, but the two agreed. I instructed them on what they are supposed to do, and then I went down into the water. They baptized me. I became a Christian. Yeah. From that moment, that is 1994. I started preaching the gospel in our father's family, using just tracts with one New Testament, which I received from Brother Wayne Duren. You see, my father was having a Bible in our Luo language, but to them, the Bible is there, not to be read. It is something they can carry on Sunday, then after that, they put it there. Everything you have to look for yourself. There is no way out to get the information from the Bible. But through the instructions that I received from Brother Wayne, I kept on going through the tracts until I received a tract from him. You can't be a Christian without joining any denomination. Then I said, oh, what is this? In fact, I was disturbed a bit. How can that happen to somebody like me? Because I'm just alone here. How can this happen? I said, I'll do it. And that's when I made a decision to go, and those people baptized me. Look, the ones who baptized me, it was somebody on the bottle, and he died on the bottle. But because I knew what I wanted, the thing was between me and my God, not between me and the one who was baptizing me. Amen. And that's what I wanted. He did it. It is now upon him to follow me or not to follow me. And I became a Christian. There was no congregation within that area. So I started walking, teaching people in that manner. There was too much opposition against me. Some are saying, look, this is a devil worshipper. Something very sad, and it is something very weighty on somebody who is young. By that moment, I was not even married. So I was just feeling, how can this happen? If these people are saying that I'm a devil worshipper, but everything that I'm saying, everything that I've received from this brother is from the scripture. How comes? I was alone within that family. But through that strength, almost the whole of my father's family has been converted to Christ. That is how I went as father, establishing, planting Calamity Church of Christ. I went into a Roman Catholic building because my father was a Catholic member, and he gave them a land, and they built a house. So I went there, I preached there 2 weeks. They ran away. I remained with 8 people in that building. That's when they started going around saying that, oh, look at this. There is a denomination being started here. Oh, these people are devil worshippers. I did not care because I knew what I received. I continued that way until I told the 8 people, let us move away from this building. Maybe these people are thinking that we are going to take this building, and that's why they are talking about this thing too much. We move under to worship under the tree. There we stayed for something like a year, and then we put a seed. We stayed under that shade up to 2010, when we built a new building. That's when, that's what, about when Sandy and those two other men were coming over there. From there, we started moving with those people from area to area, trying to convince people, showing them from the scripture, this is what God has said. But there is also another thing. You all know Abilene Christian University, it is here in America. It is having an extension in Kenya. Nairobi Great Commission School. There are some people who are working with them, and they are coming and doing some things there. They planted several congregations, and those congregations are not in faith. They are doing their own things. So instead of preaching the true gospel that saves mankind, they are preaching social gospel that entertains people, not to save them. That is the havoc that we are seeing there. And even some other people who are coming down into that, they are not working with the Nairobi Great Commission School. There are some who are also coming from this side, the anti-us. They also came and entered into some congregations that we have tried to plant. But I think they received strong opposition from the faithful brethren, and right now they are not coming next to those congregations. So within a year, we are conducting about 30 gospel meetings. When I started the congregation over there, it was 1. Right now, we are having about 36 congregations planted within that area. And we are working with more than 40 congregations, because we have gone even into Rift Valley, where we have restored about 17 congregations back to faith. Rift Valley, there are so many congregations in Rift Valley. Those congregations were planted by former missionaries. And then after they have come back, the Nairobi Great Commission entered there with their influence and took them out of the faith. If you go there, you will find them using drums, dancing. They are doing so many things. Women leadership, so many things. We went there. We started teaching in some congregations using some 3 men from Rift Valley, the faithful ones. We went around. The first time we took 2 weeks teaching them from different congregations. And then we agreed that one time, the last Sunday, we are going to have those congregations together. The very night, Saturday night, the Nairobi Great Commission team sent their people down there. In the morning, we are getting some sounds of instrumental music coming out from the place we are supposed to worship in. What is this? They sent us away. But God's providence, God does his own things in a unique way. We went away from that site, something like 10 kilometers. We found a building. It was empty. Formerly it was a denominational building, but they have all gone away. We entered into that building. We worshiped in that building, because in Micah, we are moving with everything. grapes, everything that we can use for the worship. So we worship there. Right now, there are 22 members in that congregation. And the brothers are doing it. It is not my work. It is not me doing it. But the brothers are working hand in hand with me to restore congregations within that area and also to help establish, plant some new congregations. If it is me alone, I cannot do it. Right now I'm here. If it is me, then things must have stopped there. Not only the gospel meetings that we are doing. On another point, Brother Jerry, when they visited there, we are having some old people, the benevolence. That is what you have been doing, not only me and the church over there. We went through some, the way you are doing your gospel meeting or the lectureship here, with us we are doing it, but we are doing it in another way. With us in the morning, we set off. We go teach door to door first, and then we invite them to the meeting. So as we are moving outside, some needs arise, whereby Brother Jerry and Sandy took the responsibility of supporting some elderly widows. In fact, we are supporting 4 of them. But that is not through us. We are just there, but what you are doing is why we are supporting them. So may the glory be to God, not ourselves. We have done nothing, but God has done it. Also, you said I'm having four children. Yes, I'm having 4 biological children and 2 adopted. There is a reason for that. So many homes has been closed down due to HIV issue. And then children are left over without hope. So it is we whom they are seeing as their hope. So I took 2. Varun, you also took some. Richard also took some. Richard is the preacher right now at Kalamindi. With me, I preach at Kalamindi, but I'm not the preacher. I'm not the preacher there. Richard is the one. I preach if I'm given the opportunity to do that. We are supporting 20 orphans. For those who have been there, like Jerry and Tracy, they know the situation. That is that. Also, on the other hand, as I have said concerning evangelism, as we are moving, we are giving out tracts that we are having. Brother Jerry, and I think with some other brothers, did a lot in printing the tracts, and they have been sending them to me. When we were down there, when we were going with the aim door to door, we are carrying tracts. Along the way, anybody you meet as you are passing, you give a tract. I'm doing that. Why? Because I know the power of a tract. I was converted through that. If one sits down with a tract and reads it, we put our phone numbers behind the tracts. They call us. Most of the times, these denominational leaders are warning their members, do not attend those people's meeting. Yeah, because if they attend, probably, if he refuses to stay here, he will stay at home. So they are being warned not to come and attend our services. But giving them a track, we are facing them without their church leaders. So he will take the track, he will go back home, sit on his table, read the track. His denominational leader is not there. Get the point. And if there is need, he will call us. A good number of people we have visited because of those tracks. On that, I think if there is a means on which we can get those tracks to hand over to people, it will be good. But as I see the situation right now in Kenya, everything they have raised up, especially the tax. You know, the government right now is just hanging, looking for funds at all. First of all, you see, for the first time when I received a box of tracts, I was paying 75 Kenya shillings. Right now, sometimes you get 2,000, 1,000, you have to pay that. Imagine 75 to that much because they are in need of tax. I don't know how they are feeling. The government knows. Maybe their feeling might be, if this box comes from foreign lands, maybe it is very important, but it is just carrying tracts. To them, they don't understand that. They will charge that. I have a printer and a photocopier machine. If there is a way that we can get the papers and those tracts printed already, I can produce the tracts through that, and then those people will have something without tax involved. I think that one can work. If that can work, that's better than doing it the way we have been doing it. I said prior that we started supporting the 11 gospel preachers. Those 11 gospel preachers, they are the ones we graduated from that school. We have graduated many, but this is what I've been telling those brothers. Sitting in a Bible school class does not mean that you will be a preacher. Many have been in those classes, but where are they? They are bad than before. After they have finished their classes, they went away. Some are now going around with the anti-us. Some are now doing their own things. Because we cannot control them. We have no power to control everybody. We cannot do that. Our main purpose is to give them the truth, and then they make the right decision. After this, then what? I'm going to preach the gospel. The rest that are doing that are the first 11 that we took and we started supporting. One of them fell from the grace along the way. And then we decided that, no, if this is the case, we are going to change. The funds that we have been using for the support of this man, we are now going to use it on the radio station. Since we started that, 13 people have already been baptized. and 2 congregations has already been planted. That is not my work, because I'm not the one preaching over the radio. I'm preaching over the radio. Varun, there is a brother, Varun, Richard, they are also doing the same. But that has helped us a lot, because they are moving, contacting those who have sending us the message. 13 has already become Christians because of that. I pray and pray again that, God willing, we can increase the time we are given. The only problem with them is this. When we started, they did not know us better. Now, as we are going, every now and again, denominational leaders are now coming in with the pressure upon those who are managing the radio station. Who are these people? We are the members of the Church of Christ. What? We are Christians, members of the Lord's church. What you are saying is good, but they are putting some notes on the management to increase the price. I know it is difficult, it is heavy, but it may be possible, God willing, sometimes as we are moving, if we can manage to put a radio program, a radio station that can help 24/7, the time that you are the ones to manage, not that some people are managing your time, then that one will be of great help. Or the School of Preaching. This school, I started it early. Immediately I came from School of Preaching in Tanzania. I went to Tanzania. That's where I studied, Andrew Connally School of Preaching. That school, it is having ties with the Bear Valley. Yeah. Bear Valley, you know. As you know, some things are not all that right. When I was there, look, the one who taught me the truth was giving me some pamphlets. Mostly, I think there is where I learned of Brother Dab McLeish. That brother gave me gospel journals, the gospel journals. And by that moment, Dab was the editor, I think so. So, those are the things I kept on reading that way. But when they found me reading those things, they were telling me, don't read this, don't read this. For all along, I've been reading these things at home. Now, they are telling me not to do what? Not to keep on reading this. There is where some started saying that this man is a radical. And that's why every now and again, when I'm writing some letters to Jerry, I used to write Brother R. Brother Radical. Yeah. I don't understand why they are saying that. Those are the materials I needed by that moment, even by now, because they are the ones that turned my life upside down. But they said, no, you need not to read this. So from there, I went back home after graduation in 205. I was there 205, 206, 207, I went back home, and then I started a school there teaching our people in our own language. I did that for a while, and then Brother Tom came across, and he said, Benard, this is a good idea, but you need to do it wider than this. He provided me with some Bibles, and then I brought in some people from different communities, not speaking the same language now, and then we turned to English. That's when we started moving that way. We went that way for a while, and then in 2010 was when we started doing it properly. After 2 years, 2010 to 2013, we graduated 13 people. No, 10. And then from that 10 first graduates, 4 of them went away. And it is very sad. In fact, I've warned brothers on the media, social media, every now and again, because I've gone through those pages, I've seen a good number of them are cheating brothers. I've said, oh, this man is this way, this man is this way, this man is this way. Some do not understand me. I'm the one who knows them. If I tell you that this man is this way, okay, if you know him more than I know him, just go on with him. Some do not understand me. Imagine one of them took 20,000 Kenya shillings from me for a gospel meeting. He disappeared with that fund. The gospel meeting did not go through up to this moment, and he's still there. When I exposed him, he went as far as changing his name on the social media. And a new name, he went on writing letters to some of the brothers. And even right now, some are helping him. Man, let me tell you this. Support what you know. Support what you know. Don't cry after supporting a false preacher. Brother Ray Clake cried after he has supported Kennedy Odongo and Timothy. He did not ask us. Now, after supporting them for a while and realizing that those people have gone astray, now he's coming back to ask us. Look at that. We have no answer for that. Those people are the ones to repent. If it is possible, let them take the funds back, which I think they will not do. Let me put it in short. It is good to be with you. It is God's providence. I know the effort that you have done, you have put forward towards this. So many congregations have gone astray. And just as we have been talking about, there is a kind of preaching needed today. If you are too soft, you are doing things you are pleasing who? We are to please God, not men. Let us work the work of the Lord and do it as God has said. God willing. There are so many things that I can say, but God willing, let us do the right thing at the right time, at the right place.
Amen. That's right.
May God bless you.
No, brother, knowledge can be a dangerous thing because a lot of times you have to make a decision in relationship to the knowledge that you gain. Brother Kagaga, because of the knowledge that came from a track, had to make a change in his life. Very thankful that he did. Jerry, you're just dying to say something. Yeah.
Do you want to sit down?
Do I want to sit down?
Well, I just wanted to say what Brother Benard said about the tracks. As we were driving from, I think we were going from Calamindi to Mahuru Bay that day, we picked up your grandmother, remember, along the way? And they had boxes of tracts. And if you have ever been to Kenya, you know people walk all the time along the road. So you can always pass them out as you drive. And I would see Benard, I don't know how many he passed out in that short ways that we went to Mahuru Bay, but those people were just hungry for those. They just ate them up. They wanted to read them. You could throw them out on the ground, they would run over and pick them up and read them. We probably passed out more tracts between Calamini and Mahuru Bay that day than the congregation where I preach has passed out in the last 10 years. But tracts do work, and I think he's a good example of that. And we need to use the tracts more.
Can I ask you a question? Are you talking about English tracts?
Yeah, yeah. We have sent, I had looked the other day, somewhere around several thousand tracts. But you could have them printed, they're cheaper, right? See, if we can do that, it costs us about $50 to send a small or medium priority box to Kenya. It costs $73 to send a larger box, and they're not that big. And we pack those full of tracts. But it'd be.
I understand that he said they paid duty on it when they received it?
Yeah, and I didn't know this. That's only been in recent years, hasn't it, Benard? When we first started sending them, I don't think they paid duty, but he sent me a picture, showed me, I couldn't believe they were charging. We pay to send them over there, and then they charge him to pick them up.
What's the dollar amount in U.S., do you know?
As far as our,
Duty.
I don't know, how much duty was that? How many shillings? Do you remember? It was on there, but I don't remember. Yeah, but it would be much cheaper. And we very often, the Northeast Church there, we often had tracts printed. We print our own tracts, but we have them printed at a printing company there, which is a lot cheaper than buying tracts. So I just wanted to mention that about the tracts. That's an excellent point.
One of the things in the United States, in our economy, people print things to make money. That's just the way it is. Tracts don't make money. It's difficult nowadays in the United States to even get tracts. People writing them, they almost don't have anyone writing tracts now. And then they don't print them. Where we used to buy basically all of them went out of business, which was Hahn Publishing. I'm not even sure where you can buy them right now. Yeah, huh? Yeah, he said smartphones have ruined a lot of it, and that is true. You're gonna get me started on something. I started to say a lot of Facebook, Twitter, things like that. Social media has also ruined a lot of it, because unless it's about 100 words or less, nobody's going to read it.
If we would have run those tracks in existence in war, they're gone extinct, totally.
Most of them have gone. You can't get them anymore. That's just about all tracks now.
Like we said, we didn't have many sources, and the best we had is gone.
Yeah. And again, it's because of money. They don't make money because of these other things that have, people don't read and people don't study. And what they want to read is, it better be short or else they're not going to read it. And Facebook and Twitter and all of these other things like that have fed into that. But some places they do work, and they are useful, and they can be for even us, but we have to, again, maybe use them a little bit more than what we do. It's also one of the things that Brother Kagaga said at the end: know who you're supporting. I mean, that's important. I don't know how many times, congregations and people start supporting something or someone, and they really have no idea who they're supporting. A lot of times it's difficult to find out as well, but the effort needs to be made in order to make sure that you support men and works that are sound and they're actually doing the work. And I'll just give this one illustration of something that I was told, that a man was sending out photos, had a sign up about the Church of Christ and people meeting there, but then it was found out later on that they would change the sign out and put a denominational group and then another denominational group, and sending it to all these different denominations as well. All in an attempt to make money, and that's all that it was. But yet, brethren, because it had Church of Christ on it, sending the money. Need to be careful about those things. Well, we're going to be dismissed now.